What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again this week. I can't wait to hang out with another amazing real member of our Flip Lifestyle community. And my guest today is Lisa, the tech lady, Stoumile. Lisa, what is going on?
Everything is great, Shane. I am doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I get to talk to you today. I've been talking to members all day, been hanging out on recording podcast episodes. So that always gets my energy going. Now, it's funny because, we meet a lot of our members now in person because we do live events. And I'll never forget meeting you, Lisa, because I looked around and my team was setting up a room. I was getting ready to speak the day before. And I was just looking around and I looked right and I saw part of my team. And I looked forward, I saw part of my team. I looked left, I saw Lisa. I looked back to the right and I went, wait a minute, who is that? And I looked back and me and you met. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? You were there the night before the event. And you were just like, I'm so excited. I'm all in. I'm ready to go. I just wanted to meet you ahead of time and let you know that. And but so that's awesome. So Lisa, before you got to Income Surge, before you got in the Flip Lifestyle community, tell us a little bit about you and about your background, and then tell us, just a little bit about what you're trying to do online.
So, born and raised Brooklyn, New York, by way of multiple states. Currently in Springfield, Ohio. Love what I do. My passion is technology, so that's what I do. I am known as the fixer. My goal is to try to help people with their technical issues in a way that makes sense to them. So I just enjoy helping people. I say I kind of got like the best gift in the world, where I get to talk and help people and educate people at the same time.
Yeah. So you help people with technical issues like computers, things like that. Like, tell me more about that.
So it can be from procurement, which is purchasing. It can be website design with whatever Podia, Kajabi.
Sure.
It can be Wix. It can be computer issues with images, pictures, operating system. Yeah. It's just whatever their technical needs, from something as simple as I need help with purchasing a computer.
Gotcha.
I'm a geek, so I've been doing this like for 30 some years. So I love helping people.
Yeah. So like, what are you trying to build online? Are you trying to build, so you came to one of our events and you went through the process, you're in the coaching program, you're in the community, you're going through the program. Like, what is the specific focus of like your online presence? Are you trying to be a coach? Are you trying to get people to hire you to work one-on-one on one-off jobs? Are you trying to build courses that teach people how to do tech? Or what are you trying to build right now? A coaching practice? What else?
It's a goal, but it's also to it's a goal to coach people, but to also provide them with information. Like, one of the things I've learned is when people need help, it's hard to get step-by-step training. Yeah,
sure.
So I want to be able to provide the step-by-step training to kind of like take away the frustration and to kind of show people how to do it. So it's to be able to coach so they can come online and get some training and then go from there.
So I know you launched and you had like 10 people that were really super interested in that. Like, tell me what you launched and how you worded it, how you presented it. And then tell me about the people that originally were like raising their hand and saying, I definitely want this. Because it's always good when you get that much interest out of the gate. You get 10 people, man, there's probably 10,000 out there somewhere, right? So like, what were you selling? What did you try to put out there when you launched? And tell me about these people that came to you to join.
Well, I kind of got to go back. I pre-launched and I didn't like what I saw, so I had to kind of go back and redo it.
That's totally normal. Like, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 pre-launches to figure out what someone's going to cling on to, right? So tell me what you pre-launched. What did you sell there?
Pre-launch is security. It was the missing piece for security, like for people's devices and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And then it was also training to help people with Kajabi.
I got you. So basically online, maybe beginner entrepreneurs who maybe are really excited about like their idea or their business, and they're setting up all these systems, checking their email on their phone. They're setting up Kajabi. They're setting up things like Podia, whatever it is they're building on. And you're saying, wait, you're not thinking about security. Like, how do you keep people from hacking that?
Exactly.
How do you keep people from breaking in that? So they would come to you and join your thing. And inside you might have information and training on, okay, well, here's how you secure your passwords. Here's how you secure your phone and things like that. And then so this got some initial interest, right? Like, some people said they wanted this, correct?
Yes, it got some interest, and then they were coming back, and after kind of like getting what they needed, they was like, okay, I'm good. And then that was it.
Yeah. Now, did they actually, so when you put this out there, this is a question I ask everybody, so don't feel bad if you messed this up, but like, did you make them pay when they said they were interested?
Well, no.
Well, now you knew the excuse was coming. You're like, no, I'm done.
No.
Okay, this is very common. It's very common. Like, people always will raise their hand and say they want something. They will always vote with a like or a comment. That's why people with 1 million followers on Instagram don't make any money, right? Because they're counting votes and hearts like it means something when attention means nothing. If you're just trying to get attention, like that's just kind of sad, But you got to make people vote with their wallet. That's when you've got to vote. You got to do a PayPal button. So basically, were you like doing this like a freebie or a free trial, and then you were going to try to build them later, or did you even offer them any way to pay you?
Well, a few I kind of like did it as to get myself out there and see how well it would work,
which is also a good practice, very good practice.
And then with others, I told them up front what the cost would be, and then their response was, which I learned now is another piece I need to add, is I don't have no electronic payment system, so can I send you a check?
How much did you say it was going to cost?
Initially, for 1 hour, $30.
Okay, that's not bad.
And that was just to kind of help them with whatever current issues they were facing at that moment.
Okay, I'm taking notes here, but I'm going to keep asking questions because this is what we do to dig into the problem. Okay. On 1 second. We got this problem right here. We got a problem right here. And we've got a problem right here. All right. So then once you told them that it would cost money to talk to you going forward, what happened with these people?
Because I made the mistake of kind of like explaining what they needed, they felt like they got it in the conversation and they didn't have to pay for it.
You gave away the how. That's what you did. You gave away the how. All right, cool. All right, so let's start building up a profile here because this is more of a coaching call this time because I want to tell everybody too, though, the reason you're on the call is because you are a hard worker and you're putting your things out there. Like we love to see people in the community who have they've bet on themselves, they've bought into the program. We've seen that commitment because people who are pay attention, they're in the community, coming to calls, trying to launch things and put themselves out there. So I just want to compliment you first on all you've done already, all your courage. And like you're building these things and you clearly have the skill set. You are the tech lady. You got to get this done. We just have to figure out the business stuff to make it work online. Okay. So that's why. So you're being rewarded because you took action. You launched and you're like, why didn't these people give me money? I need to figure this out. So we're going to talk because this is going to happen to everybody. I've done it before. Everybody does this. You launch a product and nobody buys it. Right. And you got to figure out why now. You got to deconstruct that. It's not that anybody fails online. You just either win or learn. That's it. So here's what I'm hearing, basically, when I hear this, okay? Number one, I think you have a severe avatar problem. You've went way to the bottom of the barrel on your avatar. You're going for people who are still writing checks. That is a huge success leaves clues, but so does failures. And like, if someone's like that, you're like, whoa, I'm making myself out to be the ground zero tech lady, not the I know tech, but I need the next level tech lady. You've gone your avatar is completely built wrong. Okay. These people don't have any idea how to turn on their phone. They're still writing checks. You need people who are already neck deep in tech. And then you're going to talk about security to protect what they've already built. Like you probably need to be targeting people not who are buying their first computer and building Kajabi from scratch. You need people already using these platforms and they just need to secure it. That's what they don't know. So you need to get away probably from this tech lady stuff a little bit. Okay. Maybe you can call yourself the security lady, the tech security lady or something like that. And we can go in different directions. I'm just using this as an example. Okay. This is a problem at the beginning of many people's business. A lot of people know their idea and they know who they want to serve, but you've got to make sure that you're going after a person that has a true pain point. Like if someone's making $1,000 a month on Kajabi and someone hacks their website and they can't log in because they didn't do something right, that's a problem, right? They already know how to use tech. They already know how to do this, but they've missed something that you might be able to provide for them. Okay. So that would be my one thing is like, we got to redefine our avatar to someone who one has a problem and two actually has money to spend. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is your coaching price. This is another problem. Even offering anything out there for free to get started is fine. That'll give you some ideas. That's how we learned this stuff. But like that price, like doesn't seem significant enough to draw in a better avatar either. Like $30. Like if I saw something $30 and I was making $1,000 a month and I was looking for a security challenge, I don't think I would trust someone only charging $30 a month. So that is also a filter that you need to put in place. Like you need to just charge $100 an hour. You're not going to charge less than that if you know anything about tech.
Okay.
So if we can redefine your avatar to a person who is more skilled with tech already, not using checks, actually has pen pal and a PayPal, maybe even already has has things and are making money. They have something to lose. Okay. And then we charge something that is equivalent, like, right. Like if I'm looking for someone to do something for me, I need to charge a good price for it. Okay. So my coaching is going to have to respect me and my knowledge, my price, right? Trying to charge what you're worth. Okay. And then this concept of the how, like, yeah, you need to remember, you can never give away the how, and you can tell them what you do, right? But when they pay you, you can sit with them for an hour and they can go fix things. Now you can make $100 an hour. Okay. That's what they're paying for, your expertise. You deserve to be paid for that because you're the one who's been the geek for 30 years. You're the one who's been the tech person and learned all these things. They should trade their money for whatever they're making money with for your expertise. That's how the economy works. Okay. So let's think about that. Like, tell me about this. Did you ever think about your avatar? Did you go through that training and think about who you wanted to help? Because it seems like it was really super beginner. I mean, you're helping people buy their first computer basically, or their next computer. Is that how your avatar is shaped now?
That's how it was originally. And then I kind of switched it up a little bit to help out. And it's kind of similar, still basic. I don't want it to be, but people who are frustrated with technology and don't have the time to do it, or fearful of technology and needed some help.
Yeah. I think that's going to be, that's a very hard nut to crack. Okay. Unless you're going to do something, especially for coaching. Now you might just be identity misaligned, right? There's major identities online. There's freelancing. There's people who create courses, people who create coaching, people who create communities. There's some other identities out there, way people make money online, like e-commerce and things like that. A coaching thing from that perspective is going to be a kind of a hard sell, right? Because there's a lot of free content out there and it's just not really a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone to pay someone like $30 to learn how to use their iPhone better or something, that's not going to make sense. And also there may be a pain point there. Like my mom and dad, they struggle with, using technology just like a lot of older people do. Right. But they may get frustrated sending a text, or sometimes they text the wrong person, then they figure it out, or they may get frustrated on how to upload a picture or something, but they're really going to stumble through it. And they're probably not even going to mess with it. We call that a vitamin, not an aspirin. If I get up in the middle of the night and I got a headache, I'm going to drive to Walmart to get some aspirin because my head hurts. Right. If I wake up and I forgot to take my vitamin B12, I ain't driving to Walmart to do that. I'm just going to give up and not take the vitamin. Right. If my mom and dad can't figure anything out on the tech, they're just gonna be like, I don't even need this. I've survived 78 years without it. Why would I do this? So I think the problem is you're targeting an avatar who, there is a problem there, but is it an aspirin or is it a vitamin? If I got a Kajabi site and I'm making $500 a month and I'm getting my business going, and something happens to my website and it goes down, or I get hacked, or, I'm not thinking about protecting myself, or I get spammers and trolls and haters and all these things that can happen that can hurt myself growing. That's a pain point. Now I've lost my grocery bill. Now I've lost my mortgage. So everyone needs to be solving pain points that are headaches. So this is just a redefine of the avatar. It's probably not all your systems and everything that's set up might be fine. We just have to say, who is an avatar that I can serve and solve the problem that I can solve, that has something to lose, that has a reason to spend money on making it better. Okay. So really, if we can just redefine your avatar, then relaunch that out. And then also a pre-launch gives nothing away for free. What usually happens is you give away one or two things for free first for proof of concept. So like we give away one or two things for free. A pre-launch always should have a price tag attached to it. So when you send this back out to people who know you, it needs to have a price tag. I mean, it just needs to have it, and it needs to be worthy of the price that you're paying, right? $100 or whatever, or maybe $100 could buy like a package or something. Like, I'll work with you for a month. We need to charge something, but like maybe you say, hey, I'll give you 4 calls for $100. That doesn't feel cheap, like $30. But it feels like a good value, right? It's like, let me meet with you for 4 weeks. We'll solve a specific problem. Then once you solve their problem, you can sell them more coaching off the back end of that. Okay. Yep. You can solve that problem for them. Yeah. So really, I would say this. I mean, really, if you could go back and watch the avatar training again, there's a pricing training in the Flip Lifestyle community as well. Okay. Talking about charging stuff. Well, I've also got a video on pre-launching on how to do that. I think those are 3 points you need to go into the blueprint, into the community, into the courses. You need to watch those over again and make them for your specific business in that order. I would watch the avatar again, the pricing again, the pre-launch again, then roll it back out
Okay.
with a better value proposition. Okay.
Okay.
What follow-up questions do you have on that?
So I guess with and you kind of answered the question as far as, like the check versus the aspirin versus the headache type of thing. I
Mhm.
guess my biggest thing is, how do you attract the members?
This is the chicken and the egg cart before the horse situation. If you get your avatar wrong, you could build 1 million people into an audience, like on your blog posts, a podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever you decide to use for your public persona. Okay.
Right.
But if it's the wrong, what if you bring in 1 million people that don't know how to do anything but write a check? None
Right.
of them are going to buy your thing. Okay.
Right.
So it's kind of like the first thing you have to do is get your avatar right. You got to know who you're serving, what problem you solve, and how specifically you solve that problem. And that problem causes them some kind of pain. They're looking for an answer, right? And they need it now. There's urgency attached to it. Like I may want to have more vitamin D, right? And I may research the different kinds of vitamin D, but there's got to be some urgency, or vitamin C. Let's say vitamin C. Like if I may have some urgency, like I don't get enough vitamin C. I research it, try to find something, maybe never buy anything. But if I've got scurvy because I've been a pirate out on a boat for a month and I don't have any vitamin C, I got a problem. This ain't even elevated to the problem yet, right? Right. So like I got to have some problem that needs solved now. There has to be
Right.
urgency attached to the problem. A lot of problems have solutions, but you got to have urgency to it. Okay. And by creating an avatar, you can do that. And then you go create content. I mean, you got to be consistently creating content on the interwebs out there in the world. Do you do YouTube or do you blog? I can't remember. Do you do anything?
I did YouTube a while back. I haven't done anything recently. I want to get into blogging more. I actually have, I think I have like 400 or 500 people on Twitter
Yeah.
that I've done
There you
just
go.
stuff with. So I
Okay.
think what I want to do now is just take that and convert it over to
Create
audio.
content and then
Yes.
use Twitter to grow. If your audience is responding there, that's fine. That's where you share your content you create. But I need a commitment, from you right now. Like I'm going to not miss a blog post for 52 weeks.
I can do that.
Yeah, man. Because if you don't, you'll never build an audience. Now, will you build an audience off that? I don't know. But if you don't do that for the next year, you're never going to build an audience. You got to just
Right.
commit to, is your business and dream worth a year? Of course it is. So like I'm going to release a blog. Now, then you've got to create the right kind of content. So once you reform your avatar, then you can start getting an idea of, well, what is this person searching for? Who are these people? Where are they already on the internet? And maybe they're on Twitter because they're following you on Twitter a little bit. Okay. So maybe you can then that will guide the content you create and the product you will create to solve. So yeah, that's the goal, is figure out the avatar, figure out what they want, do that for 52 weeks in a row. Okay. And then, but you're not going to wait 52 weeks to launch your business. You're going to constantly, like a month from now, you're going to launch your business again, and you're going to have different people, and you're going to have a different value proposition, and you're going to have like a different solution that you need to solve, a problem that you solve. Okay. But that's what you got to do. You got to commit to creating content if you're going to grow an audience. Like it always flows from the audience. Like, okay, like avatar is basically your market. Okay. Like take Jocelyn's original business. She served elementary librarians. So every elementary librarian in the country is her potential customer.
Okay.
They're all just sitting there. All right.
Right.
Now, what are they searching for online? Well, they were all searching for lesson plans. They need documents for their room. So then now we have to jump in front of that attention. So what did Jocelyn do? She started a podcast and started blogging every week about issues that only librarians in an elementary school would face. It was so targeted, right? Okay. So then what does Google do? Google puts that in the search results. And then those people that we found searching for an urgent problem all of a sudden stumble across Jocelyn's website, elementarylibrarian.com. Then we sell them with a pay button. They have to pay us to get access to the how. Then we sell them the thing. Okay. So that's how it works. So you just kind of got the order out of things. You kind of got out of order a little bit. Your first avatar you tried was wrong, and that's completely totally normal. Like I tried football coaches in the beginning to sell playbooks, and I found that more coaches looked for offense than defense. So I tried to make some offensive articles but I wasn't really an offensive guy. You know what I'm saying? I was more of a defense guy. So when I switched my avatar and targeted high school defensive coaches for my playbook, that worked because it made more sense. I was talking to the right person with the right message at the right time.
Okay.
Make sense?
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah. This is how it works in the flip flop style community. You come in, you coach, you get an answer, you go take action, right?
Okay.
So let's jam on that for a minute. Like now, what do you think your next 4 weeks look like? And I'll course correct if you don't, if I think there's something different.
I think my next 4 weeks will look like me getting on some type of social media site and just having the conversation of finding out and maybe reaching out to people are in business, like you said, and saying, okay,
what's your biggest
um,
tech problem?
exactly.
Yeah.
What's your biggest tech problem, and are
And
you secure?
yes. And you're in a community of hundreds of online entrepreneurs with calls that happen all the time, just randomly. Like, don't be afraid in one of the community calls, like drop that in the chat and be like, hey, I'm just doing a little research here for all you beginning entrepreneurs. What's your biggest tech problem?
Mm-hmm.
What's your biggest security fears? Go post that in the forums, right?
Okay.
Like you have access to a community of hundreds of people that you can do some research. Some of them are going to answer, and that'll give you some clues, as well. I love that. And then with that data, the next thing you should do is create an avatar.
Okay.
And when you create that avatar and you really know the urgent problem you can solve for people, the next goal would be to start creating content that leads to that solution. Okay. So yeah, I love it. I mean, easy access today, hot cup of tea or coffee, get into the community, watch the avatar training, right?
Okay.
And let that be that snowball that kind of pushes this back down the edge. And it's awesome because you're not starting from scratch now. You've already built all the stuff. You've already done this once. So you'll be able to act 10 times faster off this next iteration of the brand. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
How did you feel when you got people to raise their hand, but then no one would pay you? Like, how did that feel?
To be honest, I did something similar with my business that wasn't online in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of made me feel like the same thing, like people want the knowledge, but they wasn't paying for it. And my thing was, are they valuing my services? Like they value it enough where they want it at the moment. And once they get it, they're good to go. And it's like, I realized I had to do something different because what I was presenting to them it was valuable, but maybe I didn't present it in a way where they had to pay for it.
That's exactly right. And that's the thing is, like, I think most people get discouraged when they do something, like they launch and they fail, or they launch and it doesn't work, or they can't quite get to the next step. And really what I find is it's all more of a ego or confidence issue, because, the more you can look at your business as data, like it's not that it's like the light bulb analogy. Edison, he tried 1,000 different filaments before the one worked, and he invented a light bulb, right? And he said, I found 1,000 things that didn't work. I just eliminated the ones that didn't work. That's a great thing to do, right? Anytime we test something and it doesn't work, it's just like, okay, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? And we can probably break it down. And if you can not make it like a personal indictment of you and your personhood and what you're offering, like you said, it could have just been the marketing. I marketed it wrong, got the wrong people. It could have just been the offer. Okay, we can change the offer at any time. It could have been the price. We can change the price at any time. So the less we can blame ourselves, the more we can look at the process, figure out what we can do better, figure out how to improve the process. And we see that we're moving faster as we go. That's the thing. Like the first time might take you 3 months to figure out, even get to launch. Cool. But now you've done it. And it's like, okay, well, now I tweak this one thing, the offer or the avatar or something, and then I can launch again in a week. Doesn't matter, as soon as I'm ready. And that's just keep that in perspective, and keep your confidence up, and everything's going to be fine.
The information that I'm providing is valuable. I mean, they want the
information.
And the thing is the thing that I've learned is most people, and I think this is a good way that you presented it, most people don't understand the need for security.
Yeah. Let me hit pause there.
Okay.
That's the most dangerous thing a marketer can do is market to people that don't understand the need for the product. Now, so let's say there's 100,000 people. Okay. Let's say 99,000 of them don't understand the need for security. That means where's the 1% that does need it? Like, for example, me and Jocelyn, we were in Florida one time, and we were getting ready to take our beautiful kids to Disney World. They were little, and we love them, and we just want to take them to Disney World, and my website got hacked and shut down. Flip Lifestyle got hacked. It was like a bot thing, and it had like a terrorist website up, and it was funneling people back to. But I immediately from then on understood the need for security. So only target people that have you been hacked before? Let's make sure it never happens again. So like never try to educate people that they need something, right?
Okay.
Like even if Flip Lifestyle is like, okay, someone gets online and says, how do I make money online? Because they have a need for it. They've already figured out that they have the need for it. I just have to show them that we have the best solution for that need, right?
Awesome.
Or we have the personality, the vibes. So yeah, don't ever try to teach people they need something. Give them what they already need, right? So, but hey, we've learned. That's what we've learned in the last couple months, man. Trying to launch this thing out, and iteration 2.0 of Lisa Tech Lady will be better than the first one, right?
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to get to. So, hey, real quick, I love to let everybody plug their stuff. Where can people, like, if you've got people in our audience, entrepreneurs that want to, learn about tech and security and want to secure the businesses they're creating, where can they find you online?
They can find me at my email address is smallbusinesstechrescue@gmail.com, at Lisa Tech Lady on TikTok. The Twitter is Technical Lady. I'm getting ready to switch everything and brand it under one umbrella, but it's located as Technical Lady, all one word. At
Technical Lady at Twitter. If you guys got anything, go give her a follow on that. So, hey, listen, I know it's hard sometimes too. It's one thing to be coached, but it's hard to just be like, I'm going to get in front of tens of thousands of people and tell them all of my mess ups. And so, but hey, listen, I love these conversations. We have these conversations every day in our community calls and our coaching calls. This is what makes us better. This is what makes us grow. And doing it in a public place like this gives everybody else the confidence. It's okay to mess up. Hey, we're all just trying, we're all moving forward, and we're going to get better, and it's going to go until we succeed. So thank you for coming on, Lisa, and letting everybody have a little bird's eye view into this coaching call with you so that we can all learn from the call. The avatar is the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're targeting people that don't have a strong enough pain or enough money to do it.
And that was my thing. That was my frustration when I did business and before. It was, and I kind of like put myself in a category of a group of people that I didn't want to work with, because that was the thing that came up, and I lost everything from that business. Like, not just business wise, I lost personally in my household.
Sure. So think about it this way now. You have the power to write down who you want to work with. And you have the power to also analyze that person you write down and say, do they have money and do they have a problem? Right. You can have all three things for sure. Right. You don't have to work with people you don't like just to get the money, Like, so think about, all we're doing is it's like a staircase. Like, imagine at the bottom of the stairs is people still using checks for everything. I can't help them. They're not even using an iPhone probably. Right. The next step up is people who have an iPhone, but don't really know how to use it. And they're not really doing anything. The next step up is people who may have a blog, but they're not trying to make money. They got nothing to lose. What do they care? Right. The next step up is, maybe it's people creating content who are making money from their content. They've got something to lose. They've got a problem. But they've not made it to the next step where, you hire someone to do your security for you. So there's a gap. That's how we find an avatar. We keep stepping up where we do until we figure out where our people are. And then we choose that person, and then we figure out, well, what are they doing now? What are they paying now? And we know that people in our community have done this before. Terry Dunlap built a security company, and he started a membership and online thing, and it ended up growing into a $20 million business. Like, that's an actual story from Flip Lifestyle's community.
Wow.
So, and it turned into something different. It turned into consulting and coaching and all this other stuff. But at the same time, it started out in one idea, one place. He actually, Terry Dunlap actually had a business that he tried a bunch of ideas. He came on this show. For that particular website, they didn't work, but he tried it on his next iteration. And that's the one that sold for 20 million. So you've already taken that first step where you may have not messed up. That's the wrong. It didn't work, basically.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're just taking the second swing at bat, So you get,
and that's the best part about learning, is knowing what not to do. If it doesn't work, then don't keep on trying to. If there's an opportunity to fix some parts of it, then you do that. But if not, move on. Move on.
You can pivot, right? And we're not even pivoting here. We're actually just changing the avatar, just looking for a new pain thing. It's going to feel brand new, but it's just taking what you've already learned and building on top of it. So. And then we'll bring you back on again when you succeed. We'll just keep going till you do it. Okay.
You bring me back, and I tell you, I got like 20,000 members.
That's exactly right. That's the game plan.
They paying me $2,000 a month, and
that's right. That's the goal. That's exactly what we do here. We coach, we rock and roll, and we get a game plan. And you got a game plan now. Love you, friend. Thank you so much.
Love you. Thanks.